Hi, everybody, and welcome to Sens TV. Gord Wilson with your Sens exclusive. And today we're joined by Zack Smith. Thanks very much for doing this. I should say that we are taping this following a victory. You and I have talked an awful lot after losses. It's not been pleasant for you, having to answer my dumb questions, but obviously fun to sit down and talk about a win. And if you can, just touch on the 4-1 win over Winnipeg and how needed that was.
It was huge. I think our confidence is hurting a little bit after the last few games. It's it was a tough stretch for the bit. Got embarrassed, I guess you could say, at home the other night, and so it was good to bounce back. I mean, we had did a bit of video, and practice has been hard, and I think we got back on track after last game.
You were front and center following the 7-2 loss to Philadelphia, and the practice day, the practice sheet of ice the next day, in terms of almost basically going through a walkthrough. Had you ever been through anything like that before with the coaching staff and the demonstrations that Paul and his staff were putting on as far as the penalty kill is concerned?
Yeah, I think so. It's not a lot different from anything we've done. It's just minor things that right. Teams have been kind of picking us apart on the, especially on the PK, and it was just something we had to go over. We had a lot of guys we haven't played together, and new faces, and to some guys it may be new. So we just touched up on it a bit, and I think that helped us.
I noticed Paul doing a lot of instructing, but you asked a lot of questions as well.
Yeah, I'm always willing to learn, and I think PK's kind of a role I took on this year, and I take a lot of pride in killing penalties. So it's I want to make sure I know exactly what I'm doing out there, and what other guys are doing out there, and so it's predictable among the team.
It's funny that you say that. Sean Van Allen, one of Ottawa's former Senators and better penalty killers during his time with the Senators, said the same thing earlier in the week about taking pride in what you do, and he was almost insulted when it was suggested that the goaltender has to be the best penalty killer because it means the other guys on the ice aren't doing their jobs. Do you take it like that as well?
Well, it's a lot of people say that too. The goalie's the best penalty killer, but it's true for the most part. But you look out there, and when guys are laying down, getting in front of 100-mile-an-hour slap shots, and sacrificing their body, it's a team effort. It's all 4 guys, 5 guys on the ice. So it definitely does help to have a good goaltender back there. But when you got the big D-men on the back willing to step in front of the pucks, that helps too.
Looks like in the first couple of weeks, as you said, an expanded role for you. How are you accepting that, embracing that? It's obviously a different challenge.
Yeah, it's good. I played a bit of PK last year, and it's even in junior. I think it was it was more of my go-to. I was more of a penalty kill guy than a power play guy. So it was like we talked about, it's something I do take pride in, and it's a big part of the game, especially with new rules. A lot of penalties are called, so it's it's a big part of the game, and the guys appreciate it. They take the penalty when you can kill it off, and the rest of the team appreciate it too.
This is a team that's described as one that's going through a transition, certainly a young club. You're part of that young group at 23 years of age. You've got guys on this team, teammates who are younger. How do you relate to those guys? Is it are you almost like a bit of a veteran to them, or is that a bit of a stretch?
It might be a little bit of a stretch. I felt pretty young, but coming into this year, it kind of feels like I'm an older guy now, but. It's nice having a full season under my belt, and I've been up and down and quite a bit in the past 3 years, so I know exactly what it's like. So I think it is part of my role to help those guys out, and if they get down, if they're not playing much or they get sent down, just let them know it's just temporary, and it's something you got to work through.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, any words of advice for an 18-year-old like Mika Zibanejad or Stefan DaCosta, who's a little bit older, but still in a situation that you have been in the past?
Yeah, we got a great situation for young guys here with, kind of a rebuilding year, and they'll get a good shot, and they're a big part of the team right now. They're playing big minutes, and just play with confidence. I mean, it's easier said than done, but have a little swagger, and they're all great players, very skilled guys, so I think we'll be just fine.
Let me ask you this, and I don't want to get too personal with the contract signing that you had in the offseason, but how much pressure perhaps was relieved with that signing? Obviously, it's the goal of every young player to get that one-way contract, that big ticket. Was there a real good sense of relief and maybe accomplishment, not just for yourself, but for your family as well?
Yeah, it was. You know, it was pretty nerve-wracking when it came time to talk about that with the GM and stuff. So it was nice to get it done. It actually, I think it was in the third round of playoffs when I was in Binghamton when we ended up getting the deal done. But it was nice. It is. You know, I think it's kind of almost the final step. You know, it's been a pretty crazy couple years from getting drafted to playing my first NHL game to playing my first full season, and then
being the last cut to training camp, being sent down, and then as you said, the many call-ups that you've had as well.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I think signing the one-way was just kind of, you know, the last ticket to kind of feel like a full-time NHL player.
Okay, be honest with us here now, because every player says, well, and I mean, in a playoff run, it's probably even tougher, but did you pay attention, or is this something that you just said, okay, my agent is handling this, I have to focus on hockey, and I have to focus on helping Binghamton win a Calder Cup?
Yeah, that was...
Be honest now.
That was, you know, I'm not lying when I say it was, it was on my mind, but at the time it was you know, it was an exciting time. It was fun, just playing in Binghamton, and I knew, you know, if we were going to do good, it'd help me with my contract. So that was my main focus. It was kind of, I wouldn't say it was a distraction, but it was on my mind. But when you get to the rink, you kind of forget about that stuff, and you know, when you're on the ice, it's, you know, the only thing you're thinking about is the game there. So it was. Some people thought it could be a distraction, but I think I handled it pretty well, and you know, it worked out for the best.
Well, there's no doubt that hard work got you to where you are. Take us into the family living room back home in Saskatchewan, and the feeling that your family had when that accomplishment occurred.
Huge fans. I mean, you know, I come from a small town, 2,500, and parents couldn't walk too far downtown without, you know, someone stopping them and talking to them. And you know, even though it was the AHL, lots of people were following, and they were excited for me, and it was just you know, a lot of support back home, which was, you know, it was great. I talk to my parents all the time, and they say this person says good luck, that person. So you know, it's great. I feel very fortunate to come from a small town. That's for sure.
Well said, my friend. Keep it going. Congratulations on the success so far, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Gord.
Zack Smith on Sens TV.